Hi. Hi, good night, everyone. Just checking in. Kaifin Games 2026. My name is Wayne Robertson. I'm your host. Yes, just getting everything clicking out here. Organize my desktop. Let's get rolling. Mhm. Okay, guys. Kaifin Games 2026. One more thing to do. Show scenes window. Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks for your time coming on the show. I'm very excited to be here as we are getting ready for the third of 5 events. It's a very um, focused list of events for 2026, sorry. Yeah, so we normally have the Urban Challenge, cricket, football, all fours. Yeah, Family Day. But fortunately or unfortunately, we don't have the team events. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we don't have the team events and Family Day. Okay. Then I just want to go over a bit of the Green Mile winners. This wouldn't be long. Okay. All right. So the Green Mile took place on April 22nd at the Queen's Park Savannah, opposite the Botanic Gardens and at the edge of the sand track. So we worked with Richard Jones. He prepared a mile track for us, and that was where the showdown took place. You have to remember the week before, we saw the return of Curtis Cox from Answer Financial Services, and that was a head on. It was a beauty of a clash in the sense that Anton was more, aggressive out of the box. Curtis got stuck and he had to catch up with Anton. So by halfway, he was able to, catch Anton. When I say catch him, he was just a 400 meters away from him, but he was able to pull him in by the time they were entering. So the announcer was saying, it's Curtis, it's Anton, it's Anton, it's Anton. And all of a sudden, we just saw Curtis coming up the street, coming to burst through the finish line. So, congrats to Curtis for drawing first blood, as they say. So, then the Green Mile was the answer, sorry, no pun intended, to Curtis the previous week before, where Anton turned the tables on Curtis and Curtis was ahead of Anton by 9 seconds for the one lap. But Anton was able to get of 14 seconds on um, Curtis for that. And the results changed because it wasn't really a battle between Curtis and Anton. It was Anton, then there was Jonathan Pierre from Central Bank, and there was a new kid on the block. All right, he was Mikhail Joachim, UTC. So I'm just going through the winners and talking a bit about them because I think it's important to highlight these champions. We're just going through 1, 2, 3. We talk about them a little and we move on. All right, some basic facts before we go though. I think for the Green Mile, we would have had a little over 1,000 people registering for that event. And we end up having about 308 runners, and the rest was made up of walkers. So you had a higher percentage of walkers, a higher percentage of females participating in these events. Just let me watch my volume here. Okay, it seems good. All right. So, Anton Robinson, First Citizens Bank, 5 minutes, 21 seconds. If you are following Carifin, you know that name. He was unbeaten in 2025 in all 4 events. So he was the unbeaten champion coming into 2026. And what is his claim to fame besides Carifin? He represented Trinidad and Tobago at the U.S. National Triathlon Championships. And he came back in 2026 and picked up right where he left off. So Anton was the man to watch for 2026, but that's before the name Curtis Cox, the legendary Curtis Cox, was registered because his team qualifier was part of the games. So the drama in this whole thing was summarized even before. The Coastie McLeish, 5-time winner of Carifin cross country, we had a conversation. He said, Wayne, this is my prediction. Curtis Cox is not going to win the 1 mile on grass. He said, I given that to Anton. Younger, faster, and so said, so done. But the pundits, the gurus, the observers, they had to say, and that what they said actually came to pass. Right? We saw Jonathan Pierre showing up in a very positive way. But the whole story about Jonathan Pierre, it didn't start in 2026. It started way back 2023, and he came way down the price roster, actually in the second 10, but work his way up to where last year he podium in the 1 lap, and in 2025 he came second on Chancellor. So he's no stranger really to the top three on podium. And so this was his opportunity, and he took it with both hands, came in second. And Jonathan Pierce said at the end that, you know, it was a tight race. He ran strong, controlled mile. He tried to keep near the leaders so he could strike at the end, and that is what he did. So congrats to Jonathan Pierre. Jonathan Pierre time was 5:25, opposed to Anton Robinson 5:21, right? And the new kid on the block is Mikhail Joachim. I hope I'm not butchering that name, but he's the Unit Trust first podium for 2026, and he did 5:30 for the mile, right? He's the fastest 20 to 29 on the day, and he made it count. So now we go to the female participants. We just touching the top three to give you a gist of what took place. And you have, right, Mikhail Joachim third in 5:30, Jonathan Pierre, Central Bank, 5:25, and the man himself, Anton Robinson, roaring back, scorching the savannah in 5:21 to claim his first number one spot for 2026. And in the female, in 5:30, no, not 5:30, sorry. Okay. The Green Mile, the top three female, you had Nakifa Punta Sajiko in 6:28, and she claimed the one lap, so she continued to be unbeaten. And this is the first time for her representing Sajiko at Caribbean Games. I heard her being referred to as the secret weapon. So it's not a secret anymore. Congratulations, Nafika Punta. And with a 6:28, followed by Alisa Ali of Scotiabank in 7:46. Alisa Ali, no stranger to the podium neither. So congrats to her in completing it in 7:46 and, continuing the rankings for Caribbean Games female. In third place was, so this is Nafika Punta here. So that means to say I didn't show these guys, right? So this is Anton. This is Jonathan Pierre. This is Mikhail Joachim, Unit Trust. So each Nafika Punta of Sajiko, Alisa Ali of Scotiabank, and we now on to Adana Francois, another champion. So Adana was able to do 8:10 for the mile, and two champions coming in the female coming out of Sajiko. Congratulations. Okay. Congratulations. All right, let me see if my horn is working. Okay. All right. We are going to the walkers now. And what we're seeing here, let's go to the walkers. All right. We had Ruthven Walker, Exim Bank, first timer, debutant, and he did 10:32 to take the male category, but it wasn't handed to him on a platter, because in second place was Suina Carrington of Central Bank in 10:33. All right. And you had a very close encounter for second and third among the male. You had Michael Leguier, Republic Bank in 10:46. And this is Michael. So this was a close encounter, like I said. And Jaleel Frank, also of Republic Bank. So Republic Bank actually just showing up to the level of dominance they had in the past as far as walking. We know them for the female walking, but that hasn't showed up in 2026, right? So 10:46 for Michael Leguer, Republic Bank. Right. Actually, he's in the 20 to 29 category. So he has some ways to go. One thing about the walking I want to say, and I posted a video on it, and I did a write-up on it, is the fact that we have a lot of complaints from the participants and the spectators, some team leads indicating that the walkers are running at times. I don't know if they are conscious of it or what, but it seems like an unfair advantage to those who would use those means to actually participate in the event. So I'm warning everyone who are walking, we have a week break, take some time and really practice what it is you have to do. Meaning to say that there's power walking on one hand and there's race walking, the Olympic type of race walking. All right? One, the Olympic type walking, you have to land on your heel and you're rolling to the ball of your foot. Your core, your glutes have to be on. You're using your hips more than anything else to power your weight through. In the case of power walking, in Olympic walking, your knees are straight. In power walking, your knees are bent. It's slack. It's not rigid, right? So it's the same thing. You're not allowed to be airborne in the execution of none of these events. Your knees could be bent. You could be bent, lean slightly forward. But again, the power is coming from your arms, swinging from your ears, past your hip, your glutes, as well as your stomach, your core. That has to be on. And you're landing on your heel and you're rolling on the ball of your foot. You're not supposed to be airborne. One foot's supposed to be always on the ground. So I would like you to check that video on our Facebook page and get yourself squared on to what you actually have to do in racing, race walking. So we're going to the female winner, and Suena Carrington, Central Bank. This is a second win, and we say congratulations. So Cena would have done 10:33, right? And following Gina would have been Arita Allen. Again, Arita is someone who have been participating in Carifin for a while. She was able to turn out unfortunately, I don't have a time here. All right. Nope. No, I don't have a time here. But actually, she came second. Cherie Spear of Arita is from First Citizens, and Cherie Spear, who came in third. So this is Cherise here. Cherise had a far better year last year in terms of winning the first walking event. All right. So congratulations to the top three finishers in the Green Mile. And I call the name in order. Anton Robinson, First Citizens, Jonathan Pierre, Central Bank, Michael Joachim, UTC. That's the men, 1, 2, 3. You go into the female, 1, 2, 3 now. You have Nafika Punta, Sajiko, Alisa Ali, Scotia Bank, Adana Franco, Sajiko, Rudvin, Walker, Exim Bank. This is Exim Bank first rodeo at Carifin, and they surprised everyone from day one. 1 mile, the one lap Savannah coming in, I think third. Could be corrected there, but I think that's it. And today, not today, but Wednesday, the 22nd, Rudvin was able to claim first place, which he said the next time he participating, he would win. And he definitely won, right? Michael Leguer and Jalil Frank, second and third in the walk, a very close proximity to each other. Suena Carrington, third, first in the female, sorry. All right, Arita Allen, she second in the female walk. Cherie Spear, third in the female walk. So, guys, this is it. I just want to touch base, let you know who the people who I expected to be part of the people who would be, aiming to retain or improve the positions come May the 6th, when we take on Chancellor Challenge. Okay, guys, my name is Wayne Roberts, and it's definitely a pleasure being here. If there's one person who have, appreciation for Carifin running, kayaking, walking. We want to say thank you. So tonight, this is all I have. It's definitely a pleasure, and hoping that we can just feature these champions, give you some expectations, kind of predict what will happen, right? So, see you soon. Today's Monday, and I know people have to go back out to work in the morning. See you guys. Okay, that's it for me, guys. Wayne Roberts here. I'm out. Pew.